What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. Today we're taking a look at this 2023 Mazda CX-5. It's the 2.5 turbo signature all-wheel drive coming in around $41,500. We're going to take a full look at what this crossover is going to have to offer. Now underneath the hood you get that 2.5 liter 4-cylinder turbocharged motor. This thing pumps out 256 horsepower with 320 pound-feet of torque. It is paired to a 6-speed automatic transmission and of course is all-wheel drive. So pretty nice power plant overall. We're gonna take a look at the styling now. You can see these nice looking LED headlights. I like the DRLs all within them. And then this part is pretty unique. It's kind of like an inset portion where the bodywork comes above that, and then this chrome trim kind of waterfalls down all around the grille surround. You can see the Mazda badge in the center, which is also a safety sensor. Nice looking mesh, and just pretty smooth lines around the front end. We do get all of your parking sensors down below, some gloss trim, and then you can see an opening for the radiator, and then some plastic trim right up in front. And then we have some smooth body lines on the farthest sides of the hood that fade away towards the windshield, and then overall a pretty smooth design over the hood. And for the side, you can see bumper kind of waterfalls around, and then you get all this body color trim surrounding the wheels with a set of 19-inch wheels. Multi-spoke design with an aluminum color, then a pretty nice sharp line above the headlight going towards the door handle. It kind of fades away towards the center of the vehicle where you're going to see the body colored door handles and body colored mirror caps. We get an LED turn signal in there with a side view camera, and then a little bit of chrome trim on the windows along with gloss black all surrounding them. The lower side skirts have a little bit of design to them with a little bit of aggression. Pretty good overall side profile, nothing too crazy fancy big or anything. It's a good mid-size crossover, I'd say. And then from that line up in front, we have another one back here just to give it a little bit more style. And then we get the integrated spoiler up on top with your brake light, and then a nice set of LED taillights. Some more smooth lines all throughout the rear bumper with a dual exhaust system. Get a little bit of plastic black trim. You can also see parking sensors, your SkyActiv G turbo logo, a lot of cool contours within the liftgate, and then the CX-5 signature all-wheel drive. So overall for the styling, it's nothing really amazing looking. It's a little on the generic side, especially in this color. However, it looks nice. I mean, it comes together well just to be a pretty good looking normal size crossover. If we look at Mazda's key fob, you got Mazda on one side, nothing on the back side. Then all your buttons are on the edge actually. We have lock, unlock. You can hold down the lift gate. You can automatically open this up and take a look at all this interior space. It really is pretty roomy back here. You got a lot of space. You can open this up as well for your spare tire and subwoofer. And one of my favorite features, you have these handles. You can individually fold down the seats. This middle one right here will actually do the center seat, and then the left one will of course do the left one, and then you have one over here as well. So pretty nice to see how everything works. Driver's seat is a little far back for that one to fold down, but they do fold down nice and flat to really maximize the cargo area. And then we can press this button, go ahead and close the lift gate up, and then moving inside, of course they will fold down flat as you can see over here, but you got a lot of room, so it's pretty practical at least. And then one by one these will come back up, and I like how everything is laid out, especially if we take a look right in the center. So by opening this piece, you get your two cup holders, your heated seat buttons, armrest, and a little bit of storage. That's a pretty nice design element. Then we have handles up here to manually lower these. If we go ahead and hop inside now, you can see we have some storage on the back side of the front seats, and then you also get air vents right here. Pretty good legroom and knee room. And then as far as my height and everything, I'm 5'11", and I actually have good headroom back here. So pretty decently comfortable for a full-grown adult. I wouldn't mind if the seats had a little bit more lumbar support in them, as well as recline, but not too bad for a back seat for a small crossover. Heading now to the driver's seat. This interior is called Couture Brown, and it is all Napa leather. So it's actually a really nice interior. Seats feel really good with genuine leather. And you can see the brown on the armrest. Everything else is black, but you get the nice brown color, some more of this black leather material. I like the wood trim, and you get all your normal buttons. We do get all your power controls on all of the seats, memory seating as well, and then the smooth leather with perforated leather. pretty good looking overall. These are a little on the flat side, bottom and backs, so I wish there was a little more contours to them. However, they do feel really nice. Then we get a black steering wheel with some silver trim. And going ahead and hopping into the driver's seat now, keep my foot on the brake, and go ahead and fire it up. Everything turns on. You can see the camera's automatically turning on as well. Looking at the gauge cluster now, you can see the analog speedometer in the center, engine temperature and fuel on the right with your tach on the left. The center portion is actually an LCD screen as well, which is kind of cool to see. We have all your cruise control settings on the right, lane keeping assist along with the forwards pacing. Then we have Bluetooth and audio controls. This does have paddle shifters as well to control that transmission. Then we have windshield wiper stalks on the right, and then the stalk on the left for all your lights and turn signal. To the left of all this, you can see the shortcut to the camera, parking sensors, and liftgate. We also get a nice looking air vent, some leather material, a heads-up display, and then more of this leather material all across the dashboard. I really like how the two air vents are connected by this nice trim piece with the wood trim, and then you got the other air vent as well. So this system in the center is not touchscreen. However, we do have a pretty nice camera. You can see that front view. If I go into reverse now, you can get the backup camera, and you can also see that top-down view. Going back to the main screen now, it's all controlled by this right here. We have a home icon, rotary dial. You can bump it left and right, and then all your different shortcuts are all around that. But then going to the home screen, you can go up and down, see settings, everything that will pop up within the car. You can adjust quite a few different things, and then hitting the back button, you can continue going up and down into all the different settings you have. Going under information, there's a few things that are going to pop up, and you can continue going back into audio and other things like that. Not really all too much information here. It's pretty much straightforward basic information. However, it's got navigation and pretty much the basics. Underneath all of that, you can see all of your physical climate controls. We do get heated and ventilated seats, a nice LCD screen for all of your temperatures. You can see fan speed, different adjustments, get a little bit of storage and wireless phone charging, then a little bit of piano black throughout the center. We even have your drive mode select, which will pop up with a pretty cool depiction. You can see the sport mode, normal mode, and then an off-road mode. So it's pretty neat to at least see a little bit in that LCD screen. We have the brake hold and park and brake. Volume on and off is on the far right. Two cup holders, nice little armrest, and then some space in the center. So pretty useful and roomy, I would say. Then we have a pretty typical glove box. And one last look. Pretty functional interior. It looks nice enough. Definitely pretty sporty and pretty good use of materials. And then we have a black headliner with your sunroof shade, your glass control, all of your different dome lights. Then we get a sunglass holder, and your mirror has garage door buttons underneath it. So with that said, let's go for a spin in this 2.5 Mazda. All right guys, so we are setting off now in the CX5. I gotta say, that is a healthy motor. It packs a lot of torque. It really does get up to speed super nicely. That's something super impressive. Most cars like this, I mean, heck, a Nissan Rogue is gonna have a 3-cylinder motor. This 2.5 liter 4-cylinder is a big 4-cylinder, and it just has power. So that is super cool to see. Sport mode, transmission just basically sharpens up a little bit. But this car genuinely gets up to speed. I think that might be the biggest selling factor with the CX5 Turbo. If you're looking for a nice normal crossover that actually has power, this is a way to go. As far as some normal ride quality things, pretty good visibility at the windshield. You got a really huge windshield. Mirrors do a good job. This mirror is really close to me, I notice. Makes it sure it's really nice to easily see out. Visibility over your left and right shoulder. I mean, pretty normal as you would expect. And this vehicle seems pretty solid, like taking quicker turns, no real crazy body roll or anything. It does feel like a very solid, nicely built vehicle. So I think Mazda does a good job at least just building something nice. It's nice to drive, very useful. The materials you touch are pretty good as well. Suspension is nice and comfortable. You don't feel crazy body roll or anything like that. It just feels like a solid, well put together car. Only downfalls I'm finding, I'm not the biggest fan of these seats. While I really love the Nappa leather, they feel nice, they are extremely flat on the base and the back. They don't really have much contours for your body, so you don't really feel like you're sitting into the seat at all. You just kind of feel like you're sitting on top, and I can't get this upper portion up high enough to where the seat is just so flat. So I wouldn't mind a little bit more sculpture to the seat to fit the human body a little better than just kind of like a lawn chair. That's my only gripe, I'd say, with normal ride quality and driving things. use of materials and interior buttons and everything. It's so simple to use this. I wish this was touchscreen. I mean, they have the resources to do that, and it's not that far of a reach to where it's pretty doable. This gets a little confusing which way up and which way down is. I'm just used to other cars almost having like a round design to make it easier to scroll up and down. That's nitpicky, of course, but I'm sure once you get used to it, it's not too hard to go through everything. The screen is pretty basic, so I wouldn't mind just more stuff in it. However, it seems like this is just a car, if you want a nice piece of transportation, this is what the CX-5 is going to give you. It is good for point A to point B. It's got the tech, it has everything you need, and nothing fancy like physical buttons instead of like touchscreen buttons trying to be fancy. This is a very simple, user-friendly, easy to drive vehicle, and it shows. You know, it's simple to use, but it gives you a nice use of material all around. You don't normally see all this on a car like this. So I think Mazda did a good job kind of making it stand out, however, also toning down the crazy technology to be simple. And it shows with the ride quality. It's a solid vehicle, and the power plant to me is super impressive to where this actually gets up and goes and feels like a pretty nice normal vehicle to drive.